Hello, boys. You are presently looking at your options post 16. I wanted just to talk about construction in the built environment and the ways forward at subject choice for A level. The first of those is a single A level. It's the Pearson is called the National Extended Certificate, and in this it is equivalent to one A level, as I said. Okay, and it gives you direct entry to employment post 16 for those that want to move on. It also for third level and higher level apprenticeships. Uh, It says there's no prior study is needed at GCSE, but it would be encouraged that GCSE construction would be a great path because it introduces you to two-dimensional design, and we have to move on to three-dimensional design using BIM modeling, which is the cutting-edge graphical packaging being used at the industry at present. The A level itself consists of four main elements. Construction principles, you can see. Construction principles is the looking at the mathematics and physics involved in the construction process. And that is examined by an examination. It's the only examination in the course. The rest is all done by portfolios of coursework. Construction design. Now, this is looking at BIM, building information modeling, which is the cutting edge, as I said, of the modeling techniques used by the industry now. Okay, and it's got very, very popular. So we will be doing a design portfolio based on that. We learn all the skills of the package, we're all about design. And 12 weeks out from the end of year 2 of the course, you will sit or present a portfolio of work based on all the knowledge you have and the drawings that you can produce for that. Health and safety is an integral part of construction in all aspects of construction, and we look at health and safety legislation. We look at accident reporting. We look at the different aspects of that, how to follow that legislation and implement it in the construction industry. And then we look at construction technology and design, which is based on the substructure and superstructure. What we build in the ground, we construct in the ground, those load-bearing elements that will carry whatever structure, be it roads, railways, even houses, and looking at different types of buildings, both common and modern type buildings that exist. Everything is based around real life scenarios, and we make sure that the scenarios we produce for you that you can sort of understand them and can see the complications and the complexities and know exactly how to work in that scenario. The Pearson National Diploma Level 2, which is a double A level, so it probably would be, for some, it'll be 2/3 of their portfolio. Again, it can be used as directly into employment on completion. It could be higher level apprenticeships or third level professional qualifications as well. So there's lots of aspects of it. There are common units. The units in the 1A level and the 2A level options both have common units. Those were the construction principles, the construction design, the health and safety and welfare in construction, and the construction technology. By doing the 2A level option, you are more, suppose, focused on going down the construction line. So therefore, you're getting a greater and more in-depth feel for the subject and where it would lead to in the future. To that end, you'll have to complete 4 more units, and the units that we have chosen for you are surveying and construction, because the boys coming back from university are telling us it was an area that we could introduce surveying, which includes linear surveys, leveling surveys using dumpy levels, theodolites, all the equipment that you would use on site as a setting out engineer or land surveyor. We do that as a practical element of the course. We will do graphical detailing, which is drawing board work, working on a drawing board and producing drawings. Building surveying, looking at the faults and the defects in buildings, and this is an overlap, and all these are intertwined. All these units are intertwined. So the building surveying looks at structural defects in the building, and how a building would fail and why it would fail. And measurement techniques is probably into the quantity surveil element of the building of the construction industry, looking at bills of quantities and looking at labour costs and different things, and an element of that as well. So those are the other units that you will do. From that, you can launch yourself into whatever area that you would feel that would be of interest to you. Having tasted lots of different areas, you're then able to make more informed choices in terms of your study post A level, a third level or higher level apprenticeship. So what are the benefits of studying construction? Well, this course equips you with clearly with the transferable skills and develop personal capabilities, including manufacture, design thinking skills. It is, as I said, provides a very firm foundation for you moving on to post A level. And the boys would tell you that they're still using materials that they have done with us at a very high level. They're still using it in the second and third year of their courses. So it is all very, very relevant. Okay, you get a very, very, very good understanding of the wider implications of the construction of built environment, the environmental issues and the sustainability and renewable energy. So we touch on all of those elements, sort of looking how we make we reduce our depletion of the ozone layer by our construction techniques and having very energy efficient buildings, and looking at code 5 and looking at how we can make our buildings, as I said, more efficient. And again, the importance of health and safety in the workplace, and that it is all encompassing and is involved in all aspects from inception to completion of a building and thereafter. So, and you really develop the skills of communication, and there's opportunities between surveying and different elements for teamwork and working as a team, which will be is what you are when you are out in the real world. You work as a part of a team. These are very transferable and high order skills, and these are highly regarded by higher education and potential employers. And I must say at this point that the potential employers and the third level educations and universities have all been involved in the production and the construction of this course. So this course is exactly what they're asking you to have the knowledge and the knowledge base to have for you to move on to third level. I've taken our school site as an exemplar of where all the different occupations that can be pursued in the future are all were involved in our school site. From inception to completion. In inception, we had to go to the planning authority and ask them, could we build on this site? What stipulations were they putting on us in terms of the size of structure and the access and egress and whatever all else involved in that aspect of it, and how our environmental impact in the surrounding areas and how we would blend in with the houses that are our neighbours close to the site. So that was planning, and they would then give us planning permission to build. Then the architects come in and they would design the building, and they would have use their artistic endeavours to produce a building that would be befitting of the Abbey Grammar School and the Christian Brothers community. And when that then was taken to the structural engineers, and mechanical electrical engineers all produced all the drawings to make sure that the building was going to be structurally sound and that everything was going to be as it should be in it. Okay, so then we had the different apprentices, all the different woodworking and metalworking and all the different occupational areas, all qualified people within their own right that would work on the building. But to make sure the building was completed on time, we would have a project manager, okay, who would manage that project and the timescale of that using the RAB, a plan of work, which we will examine in the course, and that they would make sure that the building was on time and on budget, so the economics was right as well. And the BIM coordinator would coordinate all the drawings and make sure the drawings were updated if there was changes made or whatever. So he would do all that. The bill of quantities was done by the quantity surveyors. The building surveyors probably worked with the civil engineers, and they would make sure that everything was being right and that it was fit for purpose. So there you can see there clearly that there's lots of people, electrical, mechanical, and making sure that the sockets were in place, the lighting levels were adequate, lots of things. And so there's lots and lots of different jobs and possible career paths for you. So the school from inception to completion was, I suppose, an example of good practice and where things come out and work out well in the end. So those are probably pathways you can look at and you can examine and look for the way forward for yourself. I'm showing you these examples here, and you see what have these iconic buildings got in common. The Sydney Opera House, the Louvre in Paris, the Pompidou Centre in Paris, and the Lloyd's Building. Lots of iconic buildings and lots of very artistic and forward-thinking structures. Well, it took architects to come up with the artistic license to build these to produce these buildings, the drawings for these buildings. But it took a man on the bottom right there. You can see Peter Rice, an engineer born in Dundalk, and he studied civil engineering at Queen's. As I said, he's collaborated with world-renowned architects. taking their visions and artistic designs and putting them into reality. In other words, that they would be constructed in a safe and manner. So he's, as I said, he's overseen many iconic architectural works of the 20th century. And as a reward for that, he received the RIBA, the Royal Institute of British Architects Gold Medal Award for Architecture. And he's paved the way for others from Northern Ireland who have since followed that same path. But my question to you, could you be the next Peter Rice? This is the next stage of your career. This is your career pathway. Where will it lead you? Take care.